Did you have a moment where, is this something that, this idea of getting rid of your material possessions, is this something that built up over time? Or did you have a moment of realization where you realized that?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it for a while. Part of it is like I have a bunch of houses, but I don't spend a lot of time in most of them, and that doesn't seem like a good use of assets. Like somebody could probably be enjoying those houses and get better use of them than me. So,
what's a dream house for Elon Musk? Like some Tony Stark type shit?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you gotta have the dome that opens up with the stealth helicopter and that kind of thing,
Yeah.
For sure.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah. But then it's like, man, does it really make sense for me to spend time designing and building a house? And I'd be get OCD on the little details and the design, or should I be allocating that time to getting us to Mars? I should probably do the latter. So, what's more important, Mars or a house? I like Mars.
Is that really how you think? Like, that it'd be better off planning on a trip to Mars or getting people to Mars?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can only do so many things. Well, I think I do have high productivity, but even with that, there's still some opportunity cost of time. And allocating time to building a great house still is not a good use of time relative to developing the rockets necessary to get us to Mars and helping solve sustainable energy. SpaceX and Tesla are by far most amount of brain cycles. Boring Company does not take, it's like less than 1% of brain cycles, and then there's Neuralink, which is, I don't know, maybe it's like 5%.
How do you manage your time? How do you parse? How do you zoom in and zoom out and make sure that all these things are coming together?
Well, at SpaceX, almost all my time is spent on engineering and design. It's probably 80 and 90%. And then Gwynn Shotwell, who's president and chief operating officer, takes care of the business operations of the company. Yeah, I think in order to make the right decisions, you have to understand something. If you don't understand something at a detailed level, you cannot make a good decision. But I'd like to just point out, what you saw there is a result of an incredible team at SpaceX, super talented people who really work like crazy to make that happen. I think my role is to make sure that they have an environment where they can really, where the talents can really come to the fore, but I can't tell you how honored and grateful I am to work with such a great team.
With Tesla, with SpaceX, Silver City, now with the Boring Company, it feels like you're seeing a firmly established and mature industry that is ripe for sort of a quantum shift. There's an opportunity there for, in the case of cars, it's electrification, which drastically changes, the complexity of an automobile and potentially down the line the expense of it. With rockets, it's the reusability of it. With solar, it's about a firmly established energy system that's about to be massively disrupted. This is happening. And with the Boring Company, it's about looking at infrastructure projects which typically take decades and billions of dollars, and looking to reduce the complexity of that. Is that how you see the world? Do you see the things that don't work and can be made better?
No. I don't sort of look at things and say, okay, what's the rank ordered, business opportunity from a financial standpoint, or anything like that. It's really just like there's some things that don't seem to be working, that are important for for our life and for the future to be good. I have to say that if you wanted to say where is the, if one were to do a risk-adjusted rate of return estimate on various industry opportunities, I would put like basically building rockets and cars pretty close to the bottom of the list. That they would have to be the dumbest things to do. Just because, you look at the auto industry. In the U.S. auto industry, the only two companies that haven't gone bankrupt, at least at some point, are Tesla and Ford. Every other company got bankrupt or was failing and got acquired. There's only two companies that haven't gone bankrupt, and there's a big graveyard of companies that did. So, and then you're going up against entrenched competitors. There's no... I gave basically both SpaceX and Tesla from the beginning a probability of less than 10% of likely to succeed.
So why do it?
Well, in the case of SpaceX, I just kept wondering why we were not making progress towards sending people to Mars, why we didn't have a base on the moon. Where are the sort of space hotels that were promised in 2001, the movie? It's like, it just wasn't happening year after year. It was getting me down. I look at the NASA website, I was like,
You've said, I think this is the first time I've interviewed you and you haven't said it, that being an entrepreneur is like standing on the edge of an abyss, looking into abyss and chewing broken glass.
Yeah, actually that's a phrase from a friend of mine, Bill Lee, who is early internet entrepreneur, has done a number of things since. So it's I mean, there's a point which obviously it's not that not that way.
Do you still feel like that, or
no,
is it easy now?
The staring to the abyss part is just, are you facing imminent death? And we certainly were at SpaceX and Tesla and Solar City for a long time. I think we're no longer staring into the abyss, which is great. There's always going to be some amount of glass that's got to be chewed. It's never zero, but it's less and less as time goes.
You guys did PayPal, which was, obviously started at a time when there was a lot of money and there were advantages, but, compared to other .coms, it was a very hard company to build. And then you go on to do these others.
It was a hard company to keep alive. Yeah.
Right.
As you point out, I mean, PayPal got started in like late 98 to early 99. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a sort of merger of two companies, X.com that I started and Confinity that Max and Peter started. And we decided to sort of pool our resources and tackle the problem together. Mm-hmm. But we went from starting the company to less than 18 months later, maybe it was 14 months later or something, having a valuation of $500 million. Mm-hmm. But at the time, it was like, this is completely ridiculous.
Did you feel that way though? Because I know there were some people inside the company who thought, why are we only worth $500 million?
I thought it was completely ridiculous. But I mean, the Nasdaq peaked, I think, in March or thereabouts of 2000. Right. And that's around when we did the valuation for $500 million. The challenge was really keeping the company alive for the next 2 years, roughly, until until it was sold to eBay.
But back to the abyss and the broken glass. I mean, do you only enjoy this if you're just the odds are failure?
No. No, I'm liking life more and more actually. As there's less staring into the abyss and less glass chewing, I'm finding that to be a good thing. I hope never to return to the experiences I had in 2008 and 2009.